Hello, friends. This is a loving astrological public service announcement that November 3rd to November 9th is going to be a weird ass week. Okay, we've got Mars opposite Uranus, full supermoon in Taurus, Uranus retrograding back into Taurus, Mercury pre-shadow period, Mercury stationing direct on Sunday, November 9th, and Venus square Pluto. Am I missing anything? I feel like I might be missing anything. But those are some of the main transits we've got going on. So what does this mean? High instability, high weirdness, shocks, and surprises, big time on the world stage and in our personal lives as well. Tuesday, November 4th, we have Mars, 0 degrees of Sagittarius in an exact opposition to Uranus, 0 degrees of Gemini. And Mars opposite Uranus, that's always an intense aspect because Mars is one of the malefic planets. It rules conflict, it can be war, it can be violence, aggression, anger, people really on edge, impatience, and its shadow side in an adverse aspect. And Uranus is instability, shock, surprises, weirdness, things coming out of left field. So those two, I like to call them energizer bunnies in astrology, in an opposition at a critical degree, 0 degrees, is going to make for some really big fireworks, in particular in the Sagittarian and Gemini rule areas of life that those signs are transiting in. Sagittarius deals with our beliefs, religious institutions, universities, higher learning, travel. Oh my God, you guys, this is, I'm just going to say it, and I'm sorry if you're not happy about me saying this. This is not a good week to be traveling. If possible, please do not travel. We could definitely see issues with planes, airports, airport security, all that kind of jazz. Definitely a week to be mindful of beliefs, being too stuck on beliefs, having really big arguments with people based on beliefs, because it could go into a really adverse place. I find it really interesting that on that Mars opposition to Uranus day on Tuesday, there's going to be the midterm elections in the USA. That is going to be dramatic. So everybody, please be careful that is going to be involved in those elections on Tuesday. We also saw President Donald Trump's assassination attempt in Butler in July of 2024 was with a Mars-Uranus aspect. It was Mars-Uranus conjunct the demon star Algol. So will there be another assassination attempt on somebody? Hopefully not. I am not calling for that. I'm just sharing some of the astrological possibilities. Definitely going to be unstable, weird. We're in Sun in Scorpio season, which deals with hidden secrets and truths, powerful people, politicians, the occult, the dark arts groups. So shocking things being exposed about them as well. And in our personal lives, just a sense with that Mars opposite Uranus of we can be in medical astrology feeling hypertension, nervousness, anxiety, stress, sleep issues. Last night, I won't go into nitty-gritty details, but in the middle of the night last night, I had this excruciating pain in my stomach, came out of nowhere. I thought I was going to die. I almost passed out. It was like intense and then just went away. So we can have very intense, strange physical phenomena. Mars has a lot to do with our physical body. Uranus is strangeness. So that's just one thing. Mars opposition to Uranus. We've also got a full supermoon in Taurus on Wednesday, November 5th. Now, the moon is exalted in Taurus. The ruler, Venus, is at home in Libra, but she's square Pluto and square Jupiter, and we've still got that Mars opposite to Uranus. So I really feel like this week is kind of like a spiritual test of what is our basic maintenance in life? Are we grounded? Are we taking care of our physical bodies? Taurus has a lot to do with our physical body, our foundation in life, our values. It's the first earth sign, it's the most rooted sign, arguably. So in the face of craziness and chaos and unexpected events, are you able to cope with that? What are your coping mechanisms? What are your practices? How are you taking care of your body? Taurus, how often do you go out into nature? Are you eating really good, nourishing foods? Taurus, what are you eating? Does that actually make you feel good? Paying attention to your basic needs this week with this full moon will help us to navigate some of the really weird stuff that's going to be coming up. And of course, full moons are always our time in the lunation cycle of culmination, completion, letting go, release work. So it's always good to be doing those kind of things with the full moon as well. And Taurus in particular deals with the physical body. So physical cleansing, detox. I'm not a medical expert, but just saying those things can be very powerful at this time as well. And we've got Uranus retrograding back into Taurus. There's a lot of Taurus energy this week. Full moon in Taurus, Uranus retrograding back into Taurus on November 7th, on the same day as a Venus square Pluto. Uranus, the planet of the future, innovation, moving forward, weirdness, being open to new things, at fall in Taurus, right? The most stubborn, earth sign, if you will. So Uranus doesn't like to be in Taurus, and we've been in this transit since 2018. This is one of the main reasons why things have felt so unstable since 2018. And we're going into this last rocky place of Uranus and Taurus from November 7th, 2025 until April 25th, 2026. Now, the positive of Uranus going retrograde back into Taurus, although it's highly unstable, it can disrupt financial markets, food, systems. It's wanting us to break out of stagnation of outdated values, outdated physical systems that no longer serve the collective. So very important this week and all the way, the whole rest of this Uranus and Taurus transit going into April 2026 to be open to letting go of stagnation and things that no longer serve, having to do with our values, self-worth, income streams, and overall groundedness in life. Trying to make this video less than 10 minutes. Now, if this is not enough for all y'all, we've also got Venus square Pluto on November 7th, the same day as Uranus retrograding back into Taurus. And Venus is the goddess of love and beauty and our values and pleasure and enjoyment. Square Pluto, the ruler of the underworld and death. So there can definitely be shadow work coming up having to do with our committed relationships, our love lives. Venus is at detriment in Scorpio right now, square Pluto in Aquarius. Pluto is the ruler of Scorpio. So intensity in our relationships, financial reality checks coming up, definitely shadow work. We're also in Scorpio season, and Mercury stations direct on Sunday, first in Sagittarius from November 9th to 19th, and then I think moves into Scorpio November 19th to November 29th. I'm hoping I'm saying those days right. And so this Mercury retrograde that we're prepping to step into at the end of this week is all about revealing deep hidden secrets from powerful people, from the occult, from the dark art side of life, our own shadow side over the next 3 weeks. And while Mercury's first retrograde in Sagittarius, we're reviewing our beliefs. We're reviewing guides, mentors, teachers, religious institutions, what we're learning, travel, different ways of travel. So definitely travel is going to be wonky for the whole next month. Please be careful, everybody. Double check, triple check, absolutely everything if you're going to be traveling. And it's just going to be a weird ass week. Okay, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And it gives me no pleasure to come on here and say, it's going to be a weird ass week and here's some of the weird things that can come up. But I just have to be honest as an astrologer. So giving you guys the heads up, stay grounded, eat really nourishing foods, spend time in nature, get off the screens as much as possible, be in your body, be in the present moment, and we will be in your self-worth very, very strong. And we will get through this week together. Love you guys.